Hello and welcome everybody to Daytona for the season opening race of the SMunger Cup Series. This is the first points paying race of the season, and we have 13 drivers who have qualified for today's race lined up on pit road, getting ready to take the pace laps, getting ready to take the green flag. And a few days ago in final practice, Tyler Rogers, Stephen Munger made contact. The dice guy is going to spin him off his nose. Tyler Rogers is going to go flipping into turn number 3. Chad Jones is going to go up on his side. But Tyler Rogers is going to flip a total of 15 or 16 times. The count kind of depends on who you ask. But he's going to barrel roll over top of Jaden Winkleson after blowing over down the back straightaway. You're going to ride on board with Jaden Winkleson here real quick. I'm not sure if he was trying to clear Munger or if they just kind of bounced off of each other. But he's going to spin, get hit, blows over. Chad Jones almost blows over as well. He's going to land back on his wheels right there. But here comes Tyler Rogers over top of the 11. Pretty much everybody went to a backup car, but it doesn't really affect the qualifying lineup for today's race in any way, shape, or form. So as you see, here they are coming off pit road. Just one pace lap. They're going to go double file as they come down the back straightaway. And for today's race, if a car spins in front of the pack, we will have a caution due to the likelihood of a big stack up crash. And when a caution comes out, the field will be frozen. So at the time of caution, however the field is running will be how they're lined up on the next restart. Any cars involved in the wreck will go to the rear. And anybody who can't continue is obviously out of the race at that point. As you see, they're starting to come double file down the back straightaway. Here's today's starting lineup. Tyler Rogers and Stephen Munger make up row 1. Dice guy William Schmidt make up row number 2. Jax Riley and Chad Jones make up row number 3. Tanner Mann, Drake Goslin make up row number 4. Jaden Winkleson, Michael McCammett make up row number 5. Ryan Delago and Dave Wilson make up row number 6. And Cackert's by himself in the 13th position, back in row number 7. Cooper Glick, Chase Newman, and Lazard are the 3 drivers who failed to qualify. You see the pace car making his way to pit road, and the drivers are coming to take the green flag to start Season 1 season opener of the SMunger Cup Series here at Daytona. And you see Munger with a strong run on the outside as they come down to turn number 1. It's starting to come double and single file in some spots, but up front it's Munger, Rogers, Guy Schmidt, Riley, Mann, Jones, Winkleson, Goslin, Delago, your top 10. Wilson, Cackert, and McCammett dropping to the rear early on. Double file the first 2 rows with Rogers and Guy on the inside making a run. Schmidt on the outside behind Munger, and Chad Jones going around off the nose of Tanner Mann as they go into turn number 3. Mann comes across the track. The caution comes out. Jaden Winkleson gets pitched up on the nose of Goslin, who gets clobbered, and he's going upside down. He's rolling down in turn number 3 in the infield grass. 6 or 7 massive rolls for Drake Goslin, and the caution will come out here on lap number 1. Now we're on lap number 2. Let's take a look at what happened. You see as they're coming into frame already, they're making contact. Chad Jones goes around off the nose of Tanner Mann, goes back up and back across the track and stacks him up against the inside lane, against the apron. Cackert comes flying in at the end and goes under the rear of the 9, sending Drake Goslin for a wild ride down in the infield grass. 6 or 7 massive rolls from Goslin. We're riding on board with Jaden Winkleson. So you'll see Chad Jones there on the outside. Yeah, he tried to clear himself and just spun himself across the nose of Tanner Mann there. Goes back up and back across and down, and he was going for the right spot. Tanner Mann just came out of nowhere. Flips Jaden on his side here. Big rolls for Goslin. We're going to cut to a quick break. We will be right back with the restart. Welcome back to the SMunger Cup Series season opener at Daytona. The pace car leading the field through turns 3 and 4. They're going to be coming to the restart zone, and the race will be restarting on lap number 3. 3 of 7. And the pace car is pulling off, coming down pit road. It is Munger Schmidt Rogers, Guy, Riley is your top 5. Delago, Wilson, McCammett, Jones make up the top 10. And that's everybody who's left on track. Wilson, Gosling, Kacker out after the lap 1 wreck. Green flag comes out. Munger out front with the early jump. Schmidt gets stuck on the outside. Rogers with a run on the inside, so he can't quite clear him. Guy, Delago, Riley falling back from the top 3. Wilson, McCammett, Jones falling away from them a little bit. A little bit of spread out restart. You see Schmidt with a run on the outside of Munger. He's going to clear him for the lead on the back straightaway here on lap number 3. Rogers and Guy battling for the 3rd position, and Delago's closing in 5th. Riley, who's dropped all the way to 8th, and McCammett climbed up to 6th. So it's a bit of a lopsided order here. Schmidt running down the front straightaway, Munger 2nd, Rogers 3rd as they come to take lap 4. Delago making a move on Dice Guy for the 4th position coming across the line. McCammett hasn't quite caught him yet, just a little bit outside of the frame, but they are single file there in the top 3 as they run through turns to number 1 and 2. Munger he's sticking his nose out like he's going to make a run for the lead, but he just doesn't have anything for Schmidt. At least while they're spread out like this. But they're starting to pack up behind him there, as you see McCammett catching up there in the 6th position. It's going to be a 4 or 5 car pack when they all get together here. And I don't know how that wasn't a wreck. They somehow keep it going, coming through turn number 4. And Schmidt still out front. Munger with a run on the inside. He's bringing McCammett. McCammett's all the way up to 3rd now. Rogers starting to fall back. Delago's in 5th. Dice Guy in 6th. Riley has dropped to 7th. As you see, they're coming down into turn number 1 here on lap number 5. It's still Schmidt out front. Munger, McCammett, Dice Guy on the outside falling to 5th. Rogers to 4th. Delago in 6th. See the leaders coming off turn number 2, and there goes Dice Guy. Around he's going to go down the back straightaway, and the caution's going to come out after Dave Wilson slams into Dice Guy. That's a hard contact between the two of them right into the driver's door. Dice Guy, Schmidt, Munger, McCammett, your top 3. I'm not sure where McCammett came from, but he was flying there after the restart. And we're getting word that Chad Jones about knocked the wall down in turn 4 as they came to lap 5. There he is. Hard shot into the outside wall. I believe he was running in the 7th position at the time. Just off the main pack. As you can see, there's a ton of damage to the right tire. Couldn't make his way down pit road. So coming out of the tri-oval here, he makes a hard left and just takes it straight to the garage. Doesn't bother taking it to the pit crew. You can see pretty much pancaked the whole side of the car. Broke the right front tie rods and strut. See the wheel sticking out sideways. Chad Jones done for the day after contact with the turn 4 wall. Riding on board with Dice Guy coming through turn number 2. Looked like he was keeping it straight. Looked like he got hit from behind. And then hit in the door by Dave Wilson. Hard contact from Wilson. See how much it shifted the front end of that car from the onboard camera. Riding on board now with Wilson. As you can see up ahead, there's Delago and Guy. Yeah, it looks like Delago went to give him a shove and just didn't time it up right. That's hard contact right into the driver's side door. Between those two cars coming off turn 2 there. One more shot. There you go. Yeah, he just didn't time up the push right. Pushed him right in a bad spot. Right across the nose of Wilson. Wilson didn't have anywhere to go. Sucks for those guys. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with the restart. Welcome back, everybody, to the SMunger Cup Series season opener here at Daytona. We are in overtime because this caution came out, pushed us into lap 6, and the restart would be lap 7. We've added on an extra lap, so it's a 2-to-go restart. See the pace car pulling off onto the pit lane. Schmidt, Munger, McCammett, Rogers leading him to the line with 2 laps to go. Riley 5th, Delago 6th, and Tanner Mann 7th. That's everybody who's left on track at the moment. Going down into turn number 1, Schmidt on the inside. Munger with a run to the outside. It seems like the outside's been working today for a lot of those guys making runs at the lead. McCammett all over the rear bumper of the 79 of Schmidt. He's going to fall back. Rogers on the outside as well. They're going to group up with Jax Riley to try and make a pack. 3rd, 4th, 5th position. Riley up to the 4th position now. Delago dropping. Mann's up to 6th. Delago back to 7th. But Munger up on the outside. He's going to get passed by Schmidt on the inside. And Munger's going to pass him back coming off turn number 4. So it's just a game of cat and mouse up front right now. You got Schmidt on the inside with McCammett and Riley. They're going to have a huge run as the white flag comes out. It is the final lap here at Daytona. Schmidt to the lead. Help from McCammett and Riley on the inside. Munger's on the outside by himself, holding his own for right now. So you see McCammett's going to make a move for that 2nd position coming off turn number 2 here. Back to the rear bumper of Schmidt. McCammett to the rear bumper of Schmidt, sorry. And Jax Riley on the rear of McCammett. They're coming down the back straightaway to the checkered flag. Schmidt to the rear bumper of Munger on the high side. Now here comes McCammett on the inside. He's got to run. For help from Jax Riley. He's going to try and get the lead coming off turn number 4 here. Munger holding to the outside. McCammett on the inside. He's going to make the pass for the lead. They're 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Jax Riley for the lead. He's going to grab the checkered flag at Daytona. Where did Jax Riley come from? Race winner Jax Riley down at turn number 1. Schmidt and McCammett are slamming doors. They are not happy with each other. Something happened coming to the line with those two. Tanner Mann gets into it. They're still beating into each other coming around the corners. But Jax Riley is going to win this race after a wild pass coming to the checkered flag. Take a look at this. McCammett makes a move. Riley makes a move. And Schmidt and McCammett make contact. And they lock fenders across the line. And McCammett goes from 1st to 4th. Coming off turn number 4. Let's take a look at that from on board McCammett. He get the big run on the inside. Side drafts them both. He's gonna come off the bottom. That's where he went wrong there. But Jax Riley's gonna squeeze the gap. And Schmidt tried to squeeze the gap too, and it hung them both up. Munger was able to pass them both. And they're holding doors all the way down the fender. I don't know if they're still locked up at this point or not, but McCammett's definitely not happy with them. From 1st to 4th, right there in the last set of corners. That's got to be a gut punch for him and that team. They had a great run there. They had a great race. The whole race built up as well. Let's take a look at your finishing results. Jax Riley, the winner. Munger, Schmidt, McCammett, Mann, your top 5. Delago, Rogers, Guy, Wilson, Jones, rounding out your top 10. Winkleson, Goslin, and Cackert rounding out the field in 11th, 12th, and 13th. And your points, the max points for a race is 13 for the winner. So you got Riley, Munger, Schmidt, McCammett, Mann, Delago, Rogers, Guy, Wilson, and Jones, your top 10 in points currently. Winkleson, Goslin, Cackert, your top 13. Glick, Newman, and Lazard rounding out 14th, 15th, and 16th in points. Our next race will be at Watkins Glen International. Thank you everybody who came to watch today's race. Appreciate the support, and I hope to see every single one of you guys when we get out there.